welcome back to Hamtainment. As always, I am your boy Hamid Mark, and today we'll be doing a spoiler review on Miss Marvel Season 1. Now, before we get to that, I want you guys to like and subscribe to my channel. Click the bell for notifications for every time I upload a video if you like what I'm doing here. And as always, let's get started. Now, again, I will be reviewing all of Season 1, so I won't cover everything that's happened in all the episodes, but there will be some spoilers. So if you haven't seen anything in Miss Marvel, leave now.
So I went back and looked at your genetic makeup again?
No. You can call me when you're bored.
No.
Alright, now I've seen that a lot of people are very hyped on this show, and as always, Marvel has been hitting it out of the park of late. We got WandaVision, we got the Captain America and the Winter Soldier, we got Moon Knight, which in my opinion is my favorite Marvel TV show so far, and now we got Miss Marvel. And a lot of people have been high on this show. I thought this show was a little eh. They did take a lot of liberties with the Kamala Khan character, and she seems to be getting the limelight of late. Obviously, she's been a star in the Avengers game that came out a few years back, which was awesome. Well, the game wasn't awesome, but the storyline for Kamala Khan I thought was very well done. And so, this character in the MCU's version of the TV show, the essence of the character is the same, which I love. Kamala Khan was not a weakness of the show. She was actually one of the bright spots of this show. And I actually like how they did her powers, because obviously if you guys are familiar with Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel, in the comic books or any other media she's been in previously, she's basically the female Mr. Fantastic. She has the power to, of course, stretch her body, polymorph, all that good stuff. She's basically just Mr. Fantastic. So I do like that they kind of altered her origins in terms of her superpowers a little bit, whereas her powers are a little more cosmic, and also, as we know from the last episode, with that little hint of the X-Men theme, apparently she's a mutant, and as we all know, that Disney bought Fox and they now have the rights for the mutants. This was their little pepper of like, hey, the mutants are in here. So that I like. I liked her powers, how she basically manifests light into constructs, which is awesome. She still does her classic like stretchy thing and turns big, but in like the construct of light. So that I liked. The weakness of the show was that there was no real good villain. Now you had the DoD, the Department of Damage Control, that we saw in Spider-Man No Way Home. One of the characters was in that movie, and they're basically just an offshoot of basically S.H.I.E.L.D. and all those other government programs to basically make sure enhanced individual don't go wrecking shop around, the neighborhood. But the DoD, the way they wrote the DoD, they seemed so buffoonish. It was so weird. Like, I get the whole point of like governments can overreact and do bad things, but the DoD seemed kind of dumb, like, to be honest. And the other villains, I forgot to call them, the Jinn, the people who come from like another realm, that they want to go back home, but in order to go back home, they have to basically destroy the realm that all the normal MCU characters live in. They weren't as compelling. I really didn't care about them, their storyline. Like, the real heart of the show is really Kamala Khan and what she goes through being, an Arab in this country, but also having enhanced powers. Obviously, her role model is Carol Danvers, who is Captain Marvel. So that's one thing I did like about this show, and I like about all the Marvel shows. The representation in Marvel is absolutely brilliant. Of course, you have the black storyline with, the new Captain America. You have an Egyptian story with Moon Knight, and now you have a very, I think, positive viewpoint on the Arab, Pakistani kind of Muslim religion. I love that I love how they showed them as people. Like, as someone in America, people of Muslim faith or Arab origin are viewed kind of negatively. So I love that this show showed them in a very human light. They're like the rest of us. Like, anybody who believes in whatever religion you believe in, they're still like the rest of us. And I love how they portrayed them, and I love the representation that Marvel is doing. So that was fantastic. That part I absolutely love, when they focus on Kamala and her family and her religion and stuff like that. I absolutely love that. The other stuff, not so great. Like, the way she gets her costume from her mom, I thought was the way she gets her name from her dad, where he told her, you know why we named you Kamala, because it means perfect in Arab, translating to Marvel, Mrs. Marvel. It was basically kind of like a Han Solo. How did he get his last name?
I don't have people. I'm alone.
Solo.
Type of thing. So all that stuff is kind of thing. And of course, Kamala is a teenager, so there's a lot of cringy moments. Like in the last part, the last half of the last episode, they do this whole like TikTok, Instagram thing where they're like hyping themselves up because they fought with, they called her Nightlight, I believe, for most of the episode until the end. So a lot of it was, I didn't really. It's not for me. I can see why many people would like it. And again, I get it. It's an origin story. A lot of origin stories are a little rough. I mean, look at Thor's first movie. That movie was pretty rough. So, origin stories can be kind of rough. But the way it ended, I am so excited to see Miss Marvel and what she's going to do. Like, obviously at the end, she polymorphed into Carol Danvers. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to see her in, they say, the Marvels. So we're going to see her teaming up with her idols. So that'll be cool. And also, again, they teased a little hint of the X-Men theme because she gets a bangle from her grandmother, who she got from her other grandmother, and it basically unlocked what we know now is, I guess, a mutant gene in her. Now, in the comic books, she's an Inhuman, and Inhumans and mutants are kind of similar, except that Inhumans have DNA that's from aliens, and mutants, of course, are normal people who have, genetic alterations to their DNA from generations, and they get powers, aka the X-Men. But we learn now that she is more aligned to being a mutant, and as we all know, Disney has the rights to Fox, and because they didn't have the rights to Fox when they started the MCU, they could not bring mutants into this. Wanda is technically a mutant, but because they didn't have the rights to that, they made her basically an enhanced individual. So that part really got me hyped when you hear that little spark of that theme song at the end. So I'm very excited to see how they're going to bring the X-Men into this. Obviously, they've clearly done this whole multiversal thing, so maybe they'll do something like what the Flash did on television, where the multiverse of mayhem fuses all the worlds. It's like one world, and you have the X-Men, aka mutants, coexist in the MCU's universe. But all in all, I thought it was an okay show. It wasn't the best Marvel show, but that's the great thing about having so many shows. Like, they're not all going to be bangers, but they all build up to the further story of Phase 4 of the MCU. So I give it a 7 out of 10. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. Again, Kamala Khan is a fantastic character. She has the cleanest suit in the game, if I'm being real. Like, despite how much I don't like how she got the suit, her suit is absolutely clean. So I can't wait to see what she does later down the line in the MCU. But, that's my kind of short summary of the whole season. I am excited for a season 2. I think it will be, well, we'll see her in Marvel, but if they do make a season 2 of it, I'm excited to see what she will do in the future in the MCU. But, let me know what you thought about Miss Marvel in the comments below. Did you hate it? Did you absolutely love it? Did you think that this was a good origin for Kamala Khan and Miss Marvel? What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I'm your boy Hamid Mark, and this is Hamtainment. Stick with me for more news and updates in the world of TV, movies, sports, all that good stuff. So again, I'm Hamid Mark, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.